Baby Charlotte wasn't expected to live when she was born at just 24 weeks, but she beat the odds. You'll meet her today. This is the CitizenLink Report. Hi, I'm Kim Trobee. Well, there's always great joy with expectant parents, but when Becca and Ned Ryan began to understand that their child would be born prematurely, there were a great many trials and worries. I had the chance to talk to the Ryans and I asked them what it was like those first few months.
This is fall of 2008, and we knew we were obviously 23 weeks into the pregnancy. We didn't know if it was a boy or girl. And we had just come home that night from going trick-or-treating, and that morning about 2 a.m., 3 a.m. woke up, and Becca was bleeding quite heavily, and we got her into the emergency room, and that was the beginning of the adventure. We did not leave the hospital for a period of days, and Charlotte would eventually be born on November 4th, 2008, around 10 in the morning. And at that time, she was only at 24 weeks gestation, and she was born at 1 pound 7 ounces, 12 inches long, and that was the big event, the beginning of the big adventure with Charlotte. And Charlotte would be in the NICU for over 4 months, and we had our ups and downs and adventures, and she finally got to come home first week of March of 2009. But it was one of those things where Becca and I really had to go through the whole process of really just, I guess the best way to say it is validating what we believe in regards to life and the sanctity of it, and understanding the challenges we'd be facing at the same time saying, you know what, we truly believe that God's in control. We're in the midst of His will. This is perfection. And we're going to take Him by the hand and take the next step and just know that we know what we should do, and we're going to do that and let God take care of the rest. And it was quite the miraculous adventure.
Yeah, Becca, let me ask you a question. We're talking a lot now about a bill called the Pain-Capable Unborn Child Protection Act, which says that you cannot abort a child after 20 weeks because they can feel pain. So you have an experience with a child that was born just a few short weeks after 20 weeks. Tell me what you think about the Pain-Capable Act.
Oh my goodness, I would so be in support of that. Charlotte was definitely, when she was born at 24 weeks, definitely could tell that she could feel everything that we knew by her numbers and that her saturation levels, that she could feel pain. She was whole, perfect. So I would definitely like to see that.
Well, I think the thing too is for people to understand at 24 weeks, Charlotte was obviously born extremely small, but everything was there. Beautiful little hands, beautiful little feet. Her eyes were still sealed shut because she was born so early, but just this beautiful little baby, tiny baby, but perfectly formed. And to understand what's actually taking place with some of those late-term abortions, that these are viable babies. I mean, look at Charlotte, born at 24 weeks, and now very healthy, beautiful 6-year-old, and just amazing story. But to understand, and I hope, obviously I think this is a significant step in the right direction in regards to the issue of life, that if we can get more and more elected officials to understand this is non-negotiable, that that there should be no abortions post 20 weeks, just because, I mean, the way I tell people is like, we live in the United States. We're better than this. We don't need to be like China and some of these other countries that allow this. We're much better than this, and it's a step in the right direction. It's not the final step, but it's a significant step. And again, I always encourage those elected officials that I talk to that this is a good thing. This is the right thing. And quite frankly, abortions post 20 weeks are, in my mind, indefensible.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Ryans, you guys, Charlotte's story figured in the 2014 midterm elections. CitizenLink partnered with the Susan B. Anthony list, and we put Charlotte's story out there. Tell me what the result was of that.
Well, the genesis of that even happening is I'm good friends with Billy Valentine, who works for Susan B. Anthony list, and he was aware of some of Charlotte's story, had seen me post pictures on Facebook, and he approached me April of 2014 and said, hey, we would love to be able to tell the story of Charlotte as part of the 2014 elections. And I said, you know what, let me talk with Becca. We'll think about it. We'll pray about it. And we said yes. And they came and filmed the ad, I think in May. You know, we had a lot of positive feedback. I was a little surprised. Got a little bit wider play than maybe I thought initially, but heard great stories coming back from obviously you guys, Susan B. Anthony list, and just the positive response, and actually looking at some of the numbers, the ability for it to move the vote in some of these crucial races. So I look at it this way. Obviously, our biggest goal is to be able to tell Charlotte's story and just say this is a miraculous story. It's an example of God's faithfulness. At the same time, to be able to tell a story and say this is a human being. This beautiful little girl was born very premature, but look at her now. These are real human beings that are being killed in late-term abortions, and for us to really truly re-examine that issue. And you know, our hope and prayer with Charlotte's story is that it would save lives, and that was really my goal, and I know Becca's as well. That the more we were able to tell this story, that eventually that it would save lives of future unborn little children.
Absolutely. I think the thing that I weighed, just having her face all over everywhere and stuff, and sometimes as a parent that can be a little unnerving, but the thing that I really weighed is that I just wanted her story to be out there, because I wanted to tell other families that we have to be the voice, even if you don't have a baby that's born that early or been through. There are a lot of people that have been through our journey, and we're even following a family right now that had a baby at 24 weeks, and she's doing really well considering how early she was born, how small she was. But the thing that I really weighed was that we really have to be a voice as a nation for these babies that don't have a voice. And now seeing how early Charlotte was and seeing the options they gave us, and the road that we could have taken that we didn't think about taking, but the road that we could have taken, makes me think we really need to be a voice for these little babies, the unborn.
Yeah, and just to be able to tell a story and give people hope.
Seeing how healthy she is, and
people that might be in a similar situation, and just say there is hope. There is hope. Look at us. Look at this story, and it's going to be okay. Is it going to be a smooth journey now? Is it going to be a bit trying? And are you going to have some rough moments? Absolutely, but no regrets.
Charlotte, I am so glad you're with us today. Do you know how amazing you are?
No, you don't.
Well, you are 6 years old now. What is one thing that you absolutely love doing?
Riding my bike.
Riding your bike. That is terrific. You know, so many people watched your video, and we got lots of comments about how amazing you are. So I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad that you are able to ride a bike. That's terrific. Hey, how are you?
This is Hudson.
Well, hi,
late
Hudson.
addition.
That's okay. Hudson, you're pretty amazing too.
He was a little bit of an adventure. He was born premature as well. Not quite the big adventure that Charlotte was, but this is Hudson Guy.
Terrific. Well, Ryuns, we just thank you so much for taking time for us today. Anything you'd like to say before we go?
No, I mean, I'm just glad that we did what we did. Again, it was not, I know we had, Beck and I had conversations, do we really want to do this, do an ad and put this out there? But we're glad we did. We were encouraged by the response to it, and we again hope that, again, this is about telling the story of life, and for people to understand this story. And ours is one of literally thousands, that there are other stories like ours, for people to truly understand what takes place and understand that there is hope. There is the ability for these little premature babies to live and have wonderful lives, and for us to truly re-examine, this issue of late-term abortions. And so, again, hope that this story will continue to spread, and people will be encouraged by it.
Well, you can see they are a wonderful and growing family. Thanks to the Ryuns for joining us today. Congress is considering whether to pass the Pain-Capable Unborn Child Protection Act. You can get more information on that bill and watch Charlotte's video just by going to CitizenLink.com. And thanks to all of you who've taken the time to write us and encourage us. We love hearing what you think. You can always write us at mail@citizenlink.com. Please remember to pray for our nation and for our elected officials. And remember, stand tall and be heard.